my name is Miranda and today I'm here to review episode 6 of Class. And really quickly, before I start my review, if you're interested in seeing any of my other reviews of the other episodes of Class, I'll leave a link to those in the description box down below if you feel free, just checking them out. Again, no pressure or anything, just if you want to, you're more than welcome to. This episode of Class was very interesting, I have to say. It was cool because they all kind of got locked in this classroom outside of time and space, and obviously when you're locked together with people in a room with no way out, confessions and feelings and secrets start coming out. But because this is Class, it has to take it a little farther than normal, and this threw in an alien rock/prisoner that was making people feel angry and wanting to confess themselves to death. So things were a little intense, you could say. It's like Truth or Dare, but on steroids and without the dare part, and then everyone just dies at the end. So it was really interesting because I think we finally got to see kind of like all the mains, their different fears and their different worries about everything, and that kind of had to come out because they literally couldn't contain it once they were holding the rock. So Mateus, his fear kind of was that he was afraid of Charlie in a way, and I think it was like, yeah, I'm afraid of him, but like, I don't know, Mateus like kind of explained it, but I feel like when you're looking at it, it's like, of course you're gonna be afraid, kind of like like his boyfriend has a cabinet of souls that could kill an entire population if he so felt like it, and they've had weird things happen to them for the past month, so of course, like, yeah, he's gonna be a little afraid. I think that made sense, but it definitely, you could see how much it hurt Charlie, and I think Charlie explained it well in that, like, when Mateus was trying to be like, like, everyone has thoughts about their friends and about their loved ones that, like, are not so nice sometimes. Like, everyone pisses you off sometimes. It's kind of normal. And Charlie's like, I don't. And right when he said that, I was like, bullshit, Charlie. Like, you act like you're this up and mighty, like, prince, but I feel like, you got some dark secrets. You got something down there. But then we find out really that it's because he really didn't have any friends. He didn't have a group like this before to know what's normal between a group, to know what's okay to be feeling and what's okay to say and what's not okay to say, and how, friends can get pissed off at each other and say mean things to each other, but at the end of the day, you apologize and you're stronger than that. So Mateus was trying to explain that to him, and Charlie really just, like, was so hurt by everything that everyone was saying, because to him, this just has never happened. And I mean, it was like, originally I was like, Charlie, just stop being, like, a little brat. Like, this is, like, they obviously, like, apologize, and, like, they obviously, like, you're annoying sometimes. Like, even I can admit that. But I think what made it extra sad was when he had the whole speech about how he didn't have friends. His closest friend was a speechwriter who was kind of just, forced to be with him because he's the prince. So I think that is interesting, and that could be something I feel like that develops more in season 2, because we saw where everyone else kind of felt like they were the loner of the group. Like Tanya, Ram, April all kind of felt like it was just like one, like everyone was just kind of pitying them, I guess, in a way, in different ways. Charlie was the one that was like, I look forward to seeing you guys every day. Like, this is kind of like the best thing that's ever happened to me. And it was, sad to hear that like he genuinely is like we all pick on him, I feel like, for being so ignorant and being so, like, kind of just taking things at face value. But then he says stuff like that, and you're like, that's because he's never not had to. He's never been in friendships or relationships like this where things are messy, Things aren't always so clear cut, and I think that's part of the beauty of human emotions and human relationships is they're not clear cut. Nothing is the same, and Mateus says it when he's like, there's not really a rule book that, like, we have to go by right here with what we're doing. And that's completely true, but I never really thought of how much it affects Charlie in that he tries to, keep this persona on of, like, I'm happy because he is happy. He loves these people. And yet this episode showed him that there's a deep pain underneath. And I think what really broke me for him was when he said that wishing something is the same as an action in Rhodia, because how many times have we, and how many times have the characters we've seen said something that they're just feeling, but they don't necessarily mean, like, forever. Like, April said it the best, I think, when she was like, that's how I'm feeling in this moment, but I can't say what I'm going to be feeling in the next one, or moments from, like, a lot of moments from now. Rhodia saying something is basically just equivalent to actually meaning it. So, yeah, for Charlie to hear that, like, Mateus is afraid of him, and Tanya thinks he's an ignorant prince. Like, those things to him are clear cut, and then also him wanting the Shadowkin to die and wanting to use the Cabinet of Souls on them even though he knows it's the wrong thing. That, like, to him it's like he's already done it because he wants to. So I think that's just so horrible to live with that feeling of, like, just because you feel something, it is something. Like, that there's no I'm gonna be stronger than this. This is because it's what I'm feeling, it's who I am. And that's really messed up. And I mean, when he was going after Matthias and was like, I kind of hate you for it, for the fact that you're the one that keeps me from using the souls, because I would lose you and I would lose myself, and I don't want to do that. And I kind of hate you for it. I was like, I mean, it's true, there's a pain down there that I think, hopefully, if there is a season 2, can get explored more. However, I do really hope there was something very, very worrying that was said, and that was when Charlie still was like, oh, I see the truth, and then he's like, I do love you to Matthias, but then he was like, but I'm still gonna lose you. And I was like, if they kill Matthias, and I'm not saying they do it this season, they probably don't, because I probably would have seen it on Tumblr already, but if they kill him, I'm done. Like, if they kill him in another season, or just something, or he turns evil, I'm done. Because we need healthy LGBTQ relationships. Like, it just is not cool for the bury your gays or turn your gays evil, whatever you want to call it. So that line had me very worried, because it seemed very, like, prophecy telling of what could come in the future. I wouldn't say this episode was, like, Charlie-centric, like some of the other episodes have been with Ram, April, and Tanya, but he was definitely the one that pulled it together at the end and was the one that was able to break the prisoner, because he said his guilt was strong enough to kill someone who was already feeling very, very guilty. So I think that's interesting to be explored more, and I hope Matthias can they can work past this, because Charlie seemed really hurt, but then, and Matthias seems like he really wants to help, he wants to take that extra step and always be there, but I could see Charlie, like, potentially pushing him away because of what he learned that we don't really know, but the thing where he's like, I lose you anyway, I'm wondering what that means. So we'll see what happens with that. And then also, it just got really dark, Pearl and Ram. I don't know what happened to them. They were just like, I like them together, I really do, but like, this episode was just them arguing and him saying he loved her, even though, what was it, last episode literally, he was like, I wasn't gonna say I love you, I've only known you for like a month. And like, that was funny, because you were like, oh yeah, they're gonna show that, like, you can't really, like, fall in love, like, you know, the trope of, like, you fall in love with someone after you've known them for, like, a week. Like, they were kind of spinning that on his head. But now he's like, no, I love you, and I think I'm always gonna love you more than you love me. And we're kind of like, what? Like, it was really just deep and, like, just, I don't know. It was weird for that to be his confession out of everything else he's been through. Like, not like, oh, I'm sad that I'm starting to get feelings for you, even though my girlfriend died, like, a month ago. No, it was, I love you. And I was just kind of thrown back by it. And then it just seemed weird how it was rehashed between him saying, like, I think I'm gonna always love you more than you love me. And then she's like, no, no. And then when she gets the stone, she's like, I think you'll always love me more than I love you. And I was like, okay, but like, what was the point of all that? You know, like, I feel like compared to what Charlie and Matthias had to go through, Ram and April's was just, like, so unnecessary. Like, I think Charlie and Matthias really do have some things that they can talk out, but April and Ram, for them to be like, I love you, but you'll never love me as much as you love me, I'm like, I just don't get it. But in the end, they did manage to get out, and again, I think it was really, like, that was the best acting I've seen out of the guy who plays Charlie so far, when he was just, like, the blood was coming out of his mouth and his eyes, and he just, like, so defeated and so worn down. Like, that was A+ for him, and I really did love that. I don't know, I feel like kind of at the end of this episode, they're kind of broken, you know? I think they're very on edge and on opposite sides with what the revelations came out and how they hurt each other, because they truly did really hurt each other and really went after each other. So I think the core 5 are kind of all split up now, so we'll see how that works out. But it was very interesting, and if you've seen the episode, please feel free to leave your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and check out any of my other class videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!